welcome back to TNN's coverage of the world's 9 best fantasy football players league. I'm your host, and this is what we have for you this week. The regular season is now done and the playoff bracket is set. Throw managed a 3-game win streak to end the year and secure the final spot in the playoffs. TNN reached out to team management to see how they were celebrating securing the spot in the playoffs.
What's up, guys? It's officially official. Throw is in the playoffs. So it's been an up and down year for the team. We started 1-5, and now I can say that we are the first 1-5 team in league history to ever make the playoffs, and that's really something to celebrate. So we ended the season on a 6-2 run, and that run began after my last video that we were on the Texarkana, and since then the boys have been rallying, just taking it one game at a time, and could not be prouder of the performance they had on those fields. That includes ending the game on a 3-game win streak, some gritty wins against some good teams. So we're really happy with where they are today. With respect to the trade that I made recently with Nooch, obviously looking back, it would be great to have Mike Evans, but in the moment, it was a great deal, and we're still happy with the team we got, and we feel like we got a chance to compete for a championship, and that starts this week by taking down one of our rivals, the Court, and it's going to take a good week, but we know we're up to it. We beat them a few weeks ago, and we know we can do it again. Fans of the show know that early on in the year, I was the guest on TNN and made a bold statement claiming that I wanted Team M Vanek to be a perennial 6-7 team is what I believe the words were. And so I think my hope is that Mike Vanek will be a perennial 6-7 miss the playoff team, but never tank enough to get the first overall pick. And I would like to state now that not only was I surprised that Team M Vanek got 7 wins this year, I surprised myself in forgetting that there was 14 regular season games rather than 13. So I would like to adjust that statement that he can win 7 games, but as long as he doesn't make the playoff. And looking at what happened this week, Throw got 7 wins. Team M Vanek had 7 wins. Only one could go into the playoff, and it just turns out the better team was the one that won the tiebreaker, and that's Team Throw. So not only am I happy that my first round pick to Team M Vanek will no longer be a top 6 pick, I am very happy that my playoff spot was at the hands of him choking away the last 2 games of the year. So thank you for that.
Also, the first 6 picks in the rookie draft are now set. Undefeated Never Lost once again secured the first overall pick, this time by way of the Bandits, as a part of the Kyler Murray trade from last year. To see how Undefeated Never Lost was reacting to once again having the first overall pick, TNN reached out for comment.
Hey guys, Miguel Romanello here, defensive coordinator of the historic franchise Undefeated Never Lost. Been asked to comment on getting Grayson's first overall pick for next year's draft. And I'm also going to comment on the absolutely stupendous week that we had last week. Perfect from every single other standpoint that we could have had. Schmidt's going out there absolutely blowing Danny football out of the water. I don't think he's ever been beat by this much at any point in the last 2 years. We beat Tom by a very, very small margin to not get a first round bye in the toilet bowl. And the 3 picks that we had interest in. So Grayson's pick was pretty close to being first or second with Brett. We got first. Our pick was pretty close to being third and fourth. We got the 4th, which is nice that we don't have to give away a 3rd overall. And Timmy's ended up being a 5th, even though it was pretty close with Will. All of those went our way. Lovely way to end the season. I feel like we're gonna win out from now on. Both picks that we have are in the market. Make your best offers. We're not interested in building for the future. We're interested in winning next year. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Grayson. I hope you enjoy Kyler Murray, I guess, because apparently he's worth the first overall. So there you go. I also just want to point out that after the funny little montage that the TNN producers had to make last week, we come out and we make an insane decision, pick up Jalen Guyton, and don't even start him. He pushes us just over the edge against Vanek and max points 4, and we don't have to give away the 3rd overall. We have to give away the 4th overall. So, yeah, we're here to stay, making massive brain moves. You guys are not going to be able to hide for much longer. We're coming after y'all.
And now, here is Danny Football with his picks for the first round of the playoffs, Week 15. Hey, what's up, guys? World's 9 best fantasy football players expert, Danny Football here, back with another week of expert predictions. Last week was not so great for me, going 2-4, whole lot of upsets around the league. Brought my total on the year to 51-33. My guest, Schmitz, Roberto Kraft, had a very nice week, going 5-1. But I'm sure he'll be happy to know that his one incorrect pick was going for the Pumper McNichols, which he, clearly struggled with on the show and said he wanted them to lose. But, very close to the first ever 6-0 week. Didn't make it work. But now, it's a new week, got a new guest, and a new chance to beat the expert. It's the playoffs, so a new chance for me to redeem myself. So guest, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? Big Chungus here, owner of the Chungai, Team Big Chungus 22. Back to defend, my title here against Danny Football. Have never lost the expert, never even tied the guy.
The true undefeated never lost.
Yeah, I am the true UNL. Went 4-0 in the playoffs last year, so back with the Thunder again. Expect big things, people. You can already book it. Undefeated here today.
What's up, guys? Timmy here, proud owner of the Pumper McNichols. We fell a little bit short this year. It was tough to watch, especially towards the end. But, we're going to blame it on injuries, which there were many on our team this year. If I could go back in time and not pick Christian McCaffrey with 1.1 in our first draft, I would. It's been a little rough these past few years, and I like having that card in my back pocket. Just being able to say, if I had Christian McCaffrey healthy, playoff team.
What if?
So, excited to be here. Excited to beat Danny Football for the second time this year. Ready to go.
You're in trouble, Danny Football.
Yeah,
You're in trouble, man.
I know.
Come at you from both sides.
I know. A bad loss to Schmitz last week, too.
Oh, yeah. Roberto Kraft.
All right, we're going to start off with Team M. Vanek going up against undefeated, never lost. Sleeper has been slacking a little bit. They have not actually put up the matchups, so I have no projections, but we will have our editing team put that in post. So, Will, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I've been saying it all year. I'm not, I love Team Vanek as a person, the team, but I really hate the team as a team. So I'm going with undefeated, never lost. Let's just get that out of here right now. Can't stand what Miguel has screwed a lot of people this year. A lot of snakes in the grass move. We said we weren't going to do the whole tanking bit. He still found a way to tank. Gives me no great pleasure to pick his team. I just want you to know I don't want anyone to win this matchup. You both belong in the toilet bowl. You're both garbage. But hey, I hope I'm going to go on record right now and have to say I think Team Vanek is going to bring home the toilet, the golden toilet at the end. So to do that, he's got to lose the first game. Got to lose the first one if you're going to lose them all. And he's starting Jamison Crowder again. So it's unspeakable. You just have nothing good to say about this guy. So undefeated, never lost. Lock it in.
Yeah, I think I like that pick here. Undefeated, these two teams are trending in very different directions. Undefeated, never lost. They started out 1-7. Ended up 5-9, so they got a little momentum going down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Team M. Vanek, on the other hand, they lost last week, missed the playoffs. Let good old Hammond throw pass them up, take that last spot. But really, I think Team M. Vanek, they kind of deluded themselves into thinking they were a playoff team. Should have stuck with the process all year.
Trust the process.
But it worked out. They're going to have the 3rd overall pick in the draft. They made the playoffs. They would have had number 7 at best. So I really don't like this team on Vanek. There's not a lot to like.
Feels good to bash. Feels good to bash.
Yeah, they very much deserve to be in the toilet bowl. I don't love it. I'm gonna go with undefeated, never lost in this one.
Preach.
I'm going to take this one a different direction because while I agree with a lot of what's been said from the two here, I got to say Miguel found another way to tank, and it is a disgrace.
It's annoying.
Miguel should have some sort of punishment for intentionally tanking games. It's ruining the integrity of the league, really. We're all here trying to win. Grayson has his own way of doing it by trading away all of his picks. Brett has his own way of doing it by only rostering 30-year-olds. Just try to win, Miguel. Come on, have some integrity. I'm going with Team M. Vanek here, despite it being very hard to say good things about his team. Team M. Vanek all the way.
Next up, we have the Pumper McNichols taking on Team Big Chungus 22. Big matchup here. This is, I mean, both these teams are kind of down bad right now. They, both had a chance to make the playoffs last week. Both lost. So now they're stuck in the toilet bowl, and someone's got to lose. It's not going to be fun. Pumper McNichols, they had some tough luck last week with Lamar Jackson going down. He really screwed them. It's not their fault that Lamar Jackson has weak ankles, but it does kind of hurt the fantasy team. So you're somewhat at fault there. If he's out this week, I really don't see how this team is going to be able to win. They've got Zach Wilson. Yeah, not great. Honestly, I think the best option might be to pick up Mitch Trubisky. Could be a nice play for the Pumper McNichols this week.
He plays quarterback.
He doesn't play quarterback. I mean, Josh Allen got the walking boot.
Right.
Got the walking boot. Really, the Pumper McNichols is a team I would love to be playing this week. I really don't see how they're going to be able to win. I think it's going to be really tough for them to get any win going forward. Moving on over to the Chunguses.
You don't have to.
It's better be equally
You don't
bad.
have to.
It's better be just as horrible.
You never have in the past. Why would you now?
Fans of the show will know. I don't have much to say about the Chunguses.
It's a personal attack.
I just don't like the team. Like,
why? While you're here,
yeah,
hold on.
I
love to go
I have
on the
some
record.
notes here. I have some notes here. It's really tough to come up with good things to say about this team.
I'm not asking you to. I'm asking what's wrong with them.
First off, OBJ has COVID.
It's okay to say that this week.
DeAndre Swift still out.
These are great players.
We got Miles Sanders.
Good points this
Miles
year.
Sanders, glass bones, paper skin.
And some moron in this
cannot-
league is probably going to trade me for him at some point. I know it. Hope it's you.
I don't have a team, so I can't trade for players.
Hope it's your alter ego.
Really? Oh, and most importantly of all, the Chunguses just recently dropped their best defensive lineman, Franklin Myers. Exactly. John Franklin Myers.
Before I dropped him. You gave me zero good reasons there. You said because some of my stars are hurt, and because I dropped a horrible player.
JFM, bro. You dropped JFM.
Yeah, you just okay. Come on. No one mentions that guy until Miguel does and ruins my playoff chances by making me bench him.
Yeah.
You know what? Screw Miguel.
We can all agree on that. And I picked him, and I'm still saying that. Yeah.
Really though, sounds like a team in disarray to me. I don't like honestly. This is a team that
brutal reasons.
Personally, I would love to be playing this week. Like I don't see any way that they can get a win. I think it's going to be really hard for them to get a win.
So if you're us, you're feeling great.
Oh yeah,
because you're playing.
Yeah, of course.
Good to know.
There's an impossibility is going to happen here. In,
someone has to win.
Object, meaning
someone has to win.
Force. Yeah.
I really don't want to have to pick anybody in this matchup, but someone does have to win.
We could tie.
So I think what we should do is go back to the good old fashioned coin flip. We're going to coin flip. I haven't coin flipped in a long time. I don't have a coin.
I have a coin.
Wow, this is poor preparation.
I have a coin.
Welcome to behind the scenes of the show. Steph is just hugging everyone. Is he going to play anymore, or is he done?
Thank you, sir.
You think Steph retires after this game?
I hope so. So we're going to go heads for the Pumper McNichols.
Woo!
We're going to go tails for Team Big Chungus 22.
Tails never fails.
This is a true coin flip. I do not know what team I'm going to pick here. I hate both of these teams equally.
This coin is more rigged than sacks.
Someone's got to pick.
11-point sacks.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Tails.
I'm not happy about
There we
this.
go.
I really don't
We're
love
going
that. I'll be
team
honest.
Big Chungus 22 this week.
That annoys me. I don't want you to pick me. Carry on.
All right, well, in this matchup, obviously, I have to go with the better team name, the better team owner, the Pumper McNichols.
Jeez, didn't have to do me. I'm right here, man.
Big Chungus 22 has had the same team name since we started this. It's about time, considering his record over the past 2 years, that he changes it up a little bit. My team, a little beaten down, but I like our odds here. We might start Zach Wilson for the first time this year. Who knows? Maybe. Could be fun. Let's ride on that Jets train, I guess. We're definitely going to be starting team namesake Jeremy McNichols again because we have to, because we have no healthy running backs. And he is going to get more than 2 points this week. Carry us to victory. Pumper McNichols all the way.
It's good. I'm going to clip that. Jeremy McNichols more than 2 points.
Use that one often.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my opponent for the week just described how his team will be winning by saying he's starting Zach Wilson and has no healthy running back, so he's going to start Jeremy McNichols again. So I feel pretty good about this matchup. I'm not going to lie. You know, every time I listen to the advice of someone else in this league, it backfires. Hence with the whole Miguel and Frank the Myers bit, you know? And just, another, my weekly reminder to Miguel, you gave me Leonard Fournette for nothing. You know, he is Joey Bosa's father
He
now.
is Joey Bosa's dad.
He's a top 10 running back, and you look pretty dumb at running back right now, my friend. So, I just bash Miguel any chance I get on the show. So I'm not going to change my team name. And I'm not going to change anything about my ways because we have winning ways on the Chungai despite our losing record. And this team's due. I'm actually very proud that I'm going to be the 6th overall pick in the draft next year because max points for in the toilet bowl. Not a strong field that I beat out, but we're on the come up. All right. If I was a better manager, apparently we would be sitting in the playoffs right now. And yeah, Pumper McNichols. I love bread as much as anyone else, but in this case, bread-free diet for the week. I'm going Chungai. Team Big Chungus 22. Taking on the dub. Can go and go into the off season, resting easy, knowing I did not lose the toilet bowl. So
go bread free.
Yeah,
bread free.
Bread free? Oh, bread free.
Go bread free.
I'm bread free most weeks.
Do it.
It makes me sad.
How much does this mean to you?
Not enough to go bread free. My boy at the deli would be very upset if I didn't come and get my pastrami on a roll. So yeah. That was
kind of soft.
Yeah,
not dedicated.
That was a false offer.
Might be regretting my pick already.
I hope. Yeah, change it, please. We need some
can't.
disparity.
The expert does not go back on his picks.
Yeah. It's very close to Brett. It's making me,
we love bread.
It's making me sad.
We love bread. Brett loves bread.
Brett loves muffins.
Brett loves muffins.
So moving on to the matchups that actually matter.
Wow.
Going to the championship round.
Wow.
We've got Blinded by the Tight End taking on To Infinity and Beyond. Got a nice first-round playoff matchup. Rematch of the third-place game from last year. Timmy, what are your thoughts on this one?
Both teams, solid. Jacob, I feel like, snuck into the playoffs a little bit. And also almost snuck into a bye. I don't think his team is quite that good, being bye-worthy, but he does have a solid team. His running backs are great, although I feel like Aaron Jones is losing more and more work to A.J. Dillon these days, so that's something to keep an eye on. And I think is he still starting Tua at quarterback? That seems...
I hope not.
That's on
I think he's got Tannehill.
Okay. I mean...
Yeah.
Okay. I guess.
It's not great, but, better than Tua.
Yeah, but team namesake, I respect it. I mean, I'm starting Jeremy McNichols, so ride with your boys. I get it. Tom's team, very good record, but very good record in close games, as we were discussing.
Yeah.
So he's gotten some luck here and there that I think inflated his record a little bit. I'm going to go with To Infinity and Beyond on this one. I think their team's a little more consistent. I like their running backs, and I think Tom's luck has to run out eventually.
Yeah, I think that's a really good pick here. Blinded by the tight end, they're really limping into the playoffs here. We've had some whispers of some teams in the playoffs saying they wished they were facing this team in the first round. It's not a great sign if you're blinded by the tight ends. They've gotten very lucky this year. They've had 4 wins where they have been a bottom 4 scoring team in the league that week. Very low in the power rankings. but pretty close to Team Big Chungus 22, who is very clearly not a playoff team. So, blinded by the tight end, a little bit of a fraudulent record. I'm not gonna lie. To Infinity and Beyond, they're looking pretty decent coming down the stretch. They tied with Bonk for the division lead, losing out on the points for, but they got some big guys back: Kamara, Aaron Jones. If Eli Mitchell can go, it's going to be a big boost for them. Obviously, running backs, very good. Got some solid IDP players. There's a lot to like with this To Infinity and Beyond team. I think they're going to finally expose Blinded by the tight end for the frauds that they are. I'm going with To Infinity in this one.
Well, I don't love how the expert and I keep on agreeing on picks. I'll be honest. That's usually not a good formula to beat him when you pick all the same games. But I do like this Tua team as well, and I'll tell you why. It's because they've broken the system. They know that it's a broken system. The word fraudulent was just brought up a lot, and that's what these sacks are in this system. I'll bring them up again. I have to bring them up because it's going to impact. Maybe it's going to impact whatever game is going on, both the Toilet Bowl and the playoffs here, and it hurts to see the league, rigged and the integrity of it jeopardized like this. Tua Infinity and Beyond sports a player that had a 60-point game. Is that right? 60 points.
60
okay.
Points. On the bench.
On the bench.
Right.
On the bench.
Let's not give him too much credit here.
Yeah.
But still, that affects max points for. Maybe he
Sure.
starts at a different time and he puts up 60 again. Who knows? Chandler Jones. So that's his name. It's out there in the open. Sorry to out you like that, Chandler, but
he's no John Franklin Myers.
No, 32-point game. I could have a first-round bye right now. But yeah, I think this game's going to come down to sacks. Big game coming from Chandler Jones. Not even going to mention another player on these rosters because sacks are all that matters in this league. Miguel, I'm going to bring him up again because he cheated his way to victory last week with the dreaded 20-point play from Myles Garrett. How can that play? Okay, that's the most impactful play you can have in a game.
It was.
Probably.
It was.
A strip sack touchdown. But that's worth 20, and my boy OBJ, battling back from having the worst QB, his bad situation in Cleveland, coming to the promised land and with the LA Rams, getting a touchdown, and everyone's going nuts, and that's only worth 6 points, for poor OBJ. 14-point differential there? Come on. They both scored the same amount of points in the actual game, so it should that should have a bigger impact in our league. Change one or the other. Maybe my touchdowns for wide receivers, because that's the strength of Chungai should be worth 20. But either way, sacks are rigged. Tua is winning this game, so expert and I agreeing on everything so far, except for sacks.
Maybe OBJ should go out on defense if he wants to go 20 points.
I guess so. Apparently, that's what it takes.
If
If
that's
that's
what
what
it
it takes to be an impact player in this league.
Finally, we have our marquee matchup of the week. Court is now in session, going up against Ham and Throw. Got to return to the rivalry matchup in this one. Bitter rivals here, Commissioner and Mike Visconti. This Ham and Throw, they've been on a little bit of a streak. They had to get into the playoffs. They got a nice win over the Court down the stretch, and the Court's gonna have a nice chance to get their revenge in this one. Again, I said it last week. I think Ham and Throw, they might be regretting the Mike Evans trade a little bit. He's been looking pretty nice over on McKiss, and I think if Ham and Throw knew he was going to make the playoffs, he might not have made that trade. So, maybe a little remorse on that one. Honestly, though, I don't really love this Ham and Throw team. Fans of the show will know I've been very low on Ham and Throw all year. They went out and made that big trade for Dalvin Cook before the year started, and I really think they're going to have to ride Dalvin Cook in this one. Austin Eckler, he's got an injury. He's also in the Thursday night game, so it really lowers his chances of being able to play this week. For the Court, a little bit of tough luck for them last week. They got the loss, being the second highest scoring team in the league, losing to McKiss. They've lost a couple of their past few weeks, kind of trending down right now. TJ Watt's a little injury. If he's out, I think that really decreases their odds of winning. I think this matchup's really going to come down to the Monday night game between the Bears and the Vikings.
Bear down.
It's going to be a great one. Got some big players on both sides. got Dalvin Cook, you got David Montgomery, got Roquan Smith, who also has a little bit of an injury. Could be an injury concern there. Monday night game. I know the commissioner is going to love sweating out this fantasy matchup the night before his last final. Going to be a great use of his time. But at the end of the day, one of these teams is simply better than the other one. I'm going with Court. Come on. Low in Visconti. Makes no sense to pick them. Power rankings. Power rankings. Court. Clear number one. Very clear. Very clear. I don't need to justify this pick. Going with Court.
All right. Power rankings. We're talking power rankings. I wonder how the Court got there. Defense, sacks. This rigged league, man. Just riding TJ Watt and Nick Bosa into the promised land. This matchup.
And Derwin James. And Roquan Smith.
This guy knows a lot about. For someone that doesn't own a team,
Logan
knows a lot about this Cooch team. Jonathan
Abram.
This defense looks.
I
wonder how this guy had to pick all these people so early in the draft. It's almost like the league was set up for failure for the rest of us. I jest, Commissioner and Danny Football and Tooch, but really that is the Court strength. Clearly defense. That is clearly not Ham and Throw's strength. They ride they're an offensive juggernaut, no doubt about it. When their team is on, he scored over 200 in a good number of games this year. I think he lost 1 week putting up 259 or something. It was ridiculous. I think he lost 270 to 259 to Tom 1 week. We just looked at this, so I know that for a fact.
All the editors put it in.
Yeah, thank you, editors. Sorry to create more work for you on finals week, but I had to pick Visconti either way in this game. If I want to beat the commissioner and keep my undefeated streak going.
Beat the who?
Beat Danny Football. I beat them all, okay? They're all part of the system, man. They might be different people, but they're all part of the system. And I'm taking a stance against the system and against sacks. So, down with TJ Watt and Nick Bosa, taking Ham and Throw. I'm putting everything on you, buddy. I really believe in you, Visconti. And I'm not just picking you out of spite for these people in the system. I really think you can do it. And I think Visconti, you can win it all, my guy. So we're ride or die all the way with Ham and Throw. Let's lock it in. Ironic justice is about to be served to the Court. So it's going to be a great day.
Oh, yeah, brother. Dismantle the system.
Yeah. Down with it. Screw commerce.
All right. For this matchup, my disdain for Visconti at this point in the year is pretty low. Brutal way to eliminate me from the playoffs. I don't think his team is better than mine. He got a massive game from Dalvin Cook and a big game from KJ Osborne to beat me. Very disappointing. I think he has 3 good players on his team and they just carry him. So, if Dalvin Cook and Austin Eckler go off like they usually do, he has a good chance. But I think he's going up against a wagon here with the Court. I like their team top to bottom. As mentioned, their defense is incredible. They love getting sacks. And as we know, sacks are worth a lot of points. And I think it's an easy choice here. I think we're going to go with the Court is now in session. And you can't go against a law school student in finals week. That's just messed up.
That's fool's gold, Timmy.
He needs all the support he can get over there.
Good luck with your finals, though.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
We believe in you.
Good luck, Commissioner Tooch.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be great.
You don't take finals? No. Danny Football's a bum. This guy's unemployed, just does fantasy football for
Bro, this is my life.
Yeah.
This is my life right
No wonder you know so much about it.
He's on the clock right now.
Your labor of love. But good luck, Commissioner.
Guys, thank you so much for being on the show this week. Wishing you
it.
all the best with your picks. Of course, not as good as me. Can't beat the expert. I need to redeem myself from my earlier loss. But thanks for being on, and I hope you lose.
Thanks, Danny Football.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
Thanks for having us. It's been fun.
And thank you, Danny Football, guests Will and Timmy, for those great picks. That is all we have for you this time. Be sure to come back next week to see how things shook out. Best of luck to everybody in the playoffs. I'm your host, and this has been TNF.